Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 2,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy the content, please hit that subscribe button right now.
Hold on to your purple jerseys, Vikings Nation,
Annunciation
because
Church in
the
Skol,
NFL offseason just went completely nuclear,
horrific news
and
broke,
Minnesota
Quasi
is
and
sitting right in the middle
a couple
of the
others
explosion.
were in the middle of
We are
kind of
talking
final
about a quarterback move
roster
that could reshape
construction,
the entire
discussion,
NFC landscape, a trade
we all
debate that
stopped
has
and
divided
immediately
an entire
our
fan
hearts
base
and
overnight,
minds were,
and a young
with
signal
the
caller
victims and
whose
all
future
that
just
were
got flipped
impacted.
upside down
For
in the
me
blink of an
personally,
eye.
as a father of 4,
This is the story that
I
every
happen to have a
Vikings
10
fan
and
has been
8-year-old.
waiting for. And trust me,
It's
you do not want to miss
impossible
a single word of this.
for me
Let's set
to
the scene.
wrap my mind
Kyler Murray,
around
former number one
what those
overall
parents
pick,
are feeling,
Heisman Trophy winner,
and I'm
dual
just absolutely
threat nightmare,
heartbroken
was
for
just
them,
released by the
and
Arizona
no child
Cardinals.
should ever
And
be
right
lost
now,
to
as we speak,
violence
he
in
is
any
in
way.
Minnesota, not on vacation,
We are praying
not passing through.
for all those who
he
were
is there
injured
on an official
and
visit
hoping
with
they
the
make
Vikings
full and fast
organization,
recoveries,
and the football
and
world
also
is
praying for
watching
all,
with bated breath.
those who
The
witnessed
buzz
the
is
attack,
so
especially all
loud
the
that
young,
ESPN's Adam Schefter
we're
went
both
on
up here
record
trying to
saying he
process this
fully
event as
expects a
fathers.
deal to get done, and
just
he
want to
expects it
send
to
our,
happen fast.
deepest
When Schefter
condolences
talks,
to all the
league
children and the
listens,
families
and right
affected
now
by this
he's basically
unspeakable
telling
tragedy.
everybody to clear their schedules.
I pray
because this thing is happening
that we don't have to
soon.
start press
Now,
conferences
before
like
we
this
get
again.
into all the fireworks,
I pray
let's talk
that we don't
about what
become
led us
numb to
here,
these seemingly
because
more
the
frequently
backstory
occurring
on this
things
is
locally and
absolutely
nationally.
wild.
And I pray that we
Shortly
break
after
some of the
Murray was cut loose
divisiveness
by
that's
Arizona,
involved right now, that we're in
reports
this cycle
emerged
of
that his
inactivity
camp had been
towards
setting
being
up
able to
Zoom
find
calls
solutions
with
to solve some
executives
of these
from
issues.
somewhere between 3 and
It's
5
really hard to
teams,
transition to football,
teams with
but
quarterback
I'm going to
needs
attempt to do it.
stretching into
We're here to talk
2027.
about the roster as we head into week
We're
1.
talking
but we wanna
about
make sure
franchises
we said those
potentially like the
things.
Los Angeles
as we
Rams,
establish
who will
the 53
eventually need a
in our
successor
practice
to Matthew
squad,
Stafford,
we're
or maybe
really
even
excited
the
about where we
Atlanta
are
Falcons,
as
who
a
are
team.
currently running with a
It's,
quarterback on a one-year deal. The league was buzzing. Multiple suitors, multiple options. Kyler Murray, fresh off a release, was apparently playing the field. But then something interesting happened. The reporter who broke that Zoom call story quietly deleted the tweet. Gone. Vanished. And that tells you everything you need to know about where this is really heading. The most logical explanation? Those exploratory conversations with other teams fell through. Or more likely, Murray and his agent looked at the situation in Minnesota and decided there was simply no reason to look anywhere else. When you've got a destination this good, why waste time swiping left? And honestly, can you blame him? Let's talk about what Kyler Murray is walking into in Minnesota, because this roster is genuinely terrifying on paper. You've got Justin Jefferson, arguably the best wide receiver in the entire league. A guy who makes every quarterback look like a Pro Bowler just by existing on the same field. You've got Jordan Addison developing into a legitimate weapon on the outside. You've got a top 5 defense in the NFL. You've got Kevin O'Connell, one of the most innovative offensive minds in football, a coach who has already proven he can take a quarterback who the rest of the league had written off, remember Sam Darnold, and turn him into a legitimate MVP candidate. The Vikings' infrastructure is elite. The coaching staff is elite. The weapons are elite. The only thing that was missing last season was consistent, competent quarterback play. Enter Kyler Murray, stage left. And here's the part that makes this feel almost poetic. Kyler Murray grew up rooting for the Minnesota Vikings. This isn't just a business transaction. This is a guy who has a chance to go home, to be the quarterback that finally gets this franchise over the hump they have been agonizingly close to clearing for decades. Vikings fans have been saying the same thing for 25 years. Just get us a quarterback. Just give us a guy who can carry this team. They said it when Kirk Cousins arrived. They said it when Sam Darnold had his magical 2024 run. And here they are again, standing on the edge of something that could be genuinely special. Now let's address the elephant in the room, because some people have been floating this idea that if Kyler Murray signs with Minnesota, he and JJ McCarthy would be in an open quarterback competition. And look, with all due respect to everyone involved, that is one of the most absurd narratives to come out of this offseason. Kyler Murray is not flying to Minnesota to compete with a guy who just had one of the roughest quarterback seasons in recent memory. He is a former number 1 overall pick. He has won games in this league. He has put up stats in this league. He has done things athletically on a football field that very few human beings on this planet can replicate. To suggest that the Vikings would bring him in and say, hey, you might have to earn this job against a second-year player would be an absolute insult to everything Murray has accomplished in his career. If you're the Vikings organization sitting across from Kyler Murray in that meeting room, the message is crystal clear. You are QB1, day one, no questions asked. Anything less would be a disrespect so profound it would blow up the deal entirely. The reality is this. If Kyler Murray signs with the Minnesota Vikings, it is over for JJ McCarthy in 2026. Full stop. And honestly, brutal as it sounds, it might actually be the best thing that could happen to the kid. Think about it from a development standpoint. McCarthy is 23 years old. He has his entire career ahead of him, sitting behind a seasoned veteran for another year, learning, growing, working on his mechanics, maturing as a person and as a professional. That is a gift, not a punishment. The greatest quarterbacks in history have taken lumps early in their careers. The ones who made it through came out stronger on the other side. Multiple league executives have reportedly weighed in on the Murray to Minnesota conversation, and the sentiment from personnel people around the league is unanimous. This would be a massive upgrade for the Vikings, and that's not a slight against McCarthy. That's just the reality of where both players are in their careers right now. McCarthy had his chance last season, and the injury problems alone put Minnesota behind the 8 ball from almost the very first month of the season. This is not a condemnation of JJ McCarthy as a football player or as a person. It's an acknowledgement that the Vikings have a chance to compete for a championship right now, and you don't pass that up. Which brings us to the question everyone keeps asking. Should the Vikings trade McCarthy if Murray signs? And the answer is an emphatic, thundering no, absolutely not. What are you getting for JJ McCarthy in a trade right now? A third-round pick? Maybe a fourth? You spent the 10th overall pick on this kid, and you're going to sell him for pennies on the dollar because he had a rough sophomore season? That is not asset management. That is asset destruction. You hold on to McCarthy, you let him develop, you let him learn from a veteran, and then you reassess in 2027. The calculus completely changes if Murray goes out there, wins 11 games, and suddenly McCarthy has become a polished, refined passer ready to step into a winning situation. At that point, his value skyrockets. You hold the card. You don't throw it away. And here's the thing about the Murray window that nobody is really talking about. Kyler is 29 years old. His entire game is built on that rare combination of elite arm talent and breathtaking athleticism. You are looking at a prime window of maybe 3 years, maybe 4, if everything goes perfectly. Meanwhile, McCarthy, when he eventually does take over this offense, potentially represents a decade-long investment. You are not choosing between them. You are sequencing them. Murray now, McCarthy later, and if everything breaks right, the Minnesota Vikings could be living in that rare, golden era of sustained success that this franchise has never truly experienced. Now let's pivot to the trade debate that has been setting Vikings social media absolutely on fire, because Jonathan Gennard's name is being thrown around in trade conversations, and some people in the fan base are apparently willing to let him walk for a mid-round pick. Let's be very clear about something. Jonathan Gennard is the best edge rusher available on the entire market right now. Trey Hendrickson is off the board, signed with the Ravens. Max Crosby made it public that he is staying in Las Vegas and has no interest in going anywhere. That makes Gennard the crown jewel of edge availability, and you do not let a crown jewel go for a second-round pick. You just don't. This is a guy who plays every single down. He is a force against the run. He is a walking double-digit sack machine year after year. He knows Brian Flores' defense inside and out. He is in the absolute prime of his career. If another team comes calling and wants to add Gennard to go on a Super Bowl run, the asking price is a first-round pick. Period. Not a day 2 pick, not a package centered around a second, a first. And if nobody is willing to pay that price, then Gennard stays in Minnesota where he belongs, because why would you weaken a defense that is currently top 5 in the league just to develop a little more cap space? Yes, Dallas Turner is a sensational talent who deserves more snaps. Yes, trading Gennard would open up those opportunities for him. But here's the truth about building a championship defense. You need multiple premium pass rushers to survive in the playoffs. You need guys who can win one-on-one when the game is on the line, and offensive coordinators start doubling your best rusher. Look at every recent Super Bowl champion. They did not win with one edge. They won with depth, with rotation, with relentless pressure from multiple angles. The Vikings have something rare and special in their front seven right now. You do not break that up for anything less than a premium return. The broader picture here is almost impossible to overstate. The NFC right now does not have a dominant, untouchable powerhouse. There is no dynasty sitting at the top of the conference laughing at everyone else. The door is open. The Vikings have a top 5 defense. They have one of the best offensive skill position groups in the league. They have a coaching staff that has proven it can develop players and scheme around any obstacle. They are paying an absolute pittance at the quarterback position right now. If Kyler Murray signs and plays to anything close to his potential, this team is not just a playoff team. This team is a legitimate Super Bowl contender, and everyone around the league already knows it. This is the moment Vikings fans have been building toward through every heartbreak, every near miss, every season that ended just one game too early. The roster is there, the coaching is there, the city is hungry, and now, if this deal gets done the way every indicator suggests it will, the quarterback is going to be there too. So here we are, Minnesota, on the edge of something that could be truly historic. A former #1 overall pick coming home to chase a championship, a defensive monster worth his weight in gold, a young backup learning what it takes to eventually become the guy. All the pieces are falling into place in real time, and the rest of the NFC should be absolutely terrified. Now it is your turn to be part of the conversation. If you think the Vikings are Super Bowl bound with Kyler Murray under center, drop a comment down below and let us know. If you think Gennard should be traded for the right price, or if you think he stays no matter what, sound off. We want to hear every single take. And if you are new to the channel and this is the kind of Vikings coverage that gets your blood pumping, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button right now, smash that like button to help this video reach every Vikings fan on the platform, and ring that notification bell so you are the first to know the second Kyler Murray officially becomes a Minnesota Viking. Because that moment is coming, and when it does, we are going to lose our minds together. Let's go Vikings. The dynasty starts now. Skol Vikings, let us go get that ring.
Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 2,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy the content, please hit that subscribe button right now.